Welcome to Neo Royal, House of Pricey Cardboard. As per tradition, me and Kelly will be playing two of the new pre-constructed decks from Strixhaven. Picked by the people of Twitter, we will have Lorehold versus Witherbloom, with Kelly playing the black one of course. As these videos usually do very well to reach new viewers, hello! If you'd like what you see, consider subscribing to help us reach 1000 subs. I put a lot of effort into this content and would love to have you join our little community. There's a new video every Thursday with usually 4 players and a lot of guests. Me and Kelly changed 7 cards from our Precons with cards from the Standard Set to spice up the decks. The white and red Precon, Lorehold Legacies, is an artifact-based strategy looking to cast a lot of artifacts, creatures, and get different benefits out of it. The main commander, Osgir the Reconstructor, brings recursion to the deck and is really good with enter the battlefield abilities. The 7 cards I picked from the set are Blade Historian, Conspiracy Theorist, Plarg Dean of Chaos, Venerable War Singer, Stonebound Mentor, Quintorius Field Historian, and Lorehold Command, bringing card advantage, token generation, and double strike. I cutted 2 lands and some removals. The black and green Precon, Witherbloom Witchcraft, is a life gain and +1/+1 deck, looking to either pay or gain a lot of life with abilities like lifelink or pest death triggers, and then put a lot of counter on a trample or flying creature. This one takes a little more setup, but green having synergies with high power creature would be a great way to upgrade the deck. The 7 cards Kelly picked from the set are Valentine Dean of the Vein, Witherbloom Apprentice, Pestilent Cauldron, 10 of Pests, Rushed Rebirth, the Mogath Woe Heater, and Culling Ritual, bringing a little bit of everything, removal, life gain, and more pest synergies, removing a couple of lands as well and some low impact 5 drops. My opening hand contains Lahelia the Blade Reforge, Elkai Tyrant, Sculpting Steel, Cleansing Nova, Battlefield Forge, a basic mountain, and a basic plains. Kelly's opening hand contains Valentine Dean of the Vein, Sangromancer, Well of Lost Dreams, Moldavine Reclamation, Myriad Landscape, Llanowar Waste, and a basic forest. I get to start this off. I land drop a mountain, while Kelly land drops a Myriad Landscape. I land drop a Battlefield Forge, and Kelly land drops a Llanowar Waste. She then casts Valentine, Dean of the Vein, an early lifelinker and graveyard hate. I land drop a Plains and cast Lahelia the Blade Reforged. I go to combat, sending Lahelia to Kelly. On attack, I exile Study Hall from the top of my deck and put a +1/+1 on Lahelia. Kelly does not block and takes 3. I already played my land for turn and pass. Kelly land drops a forest and casts her commander, Willowdusk Essence Seer. Heading into combat, Valentine attacks me. I untap and start with combat to see what Lahelia will exile. I declare Lahelia as an attacker and exile Elkai Igniter, putting a +1/+1 on my creature. In second main, I cast Lorehold, Clockwork Scholar, and pass. Kelly cracks her Myriad for 2 swamps, and for her combat, send Valentine to me again. I go straight to combat on my turn, attacking with Lahelia. On attack, I exile Archaeomancer's Map, probably the sweetest new card from this commander set. In second main, I cast the map from exile. Entering the battlefield, I get to search my library for 2 basic planes and put them to hand. I land drop one of them and pass. Kelly land drops High Market, and cast Arcane Signet. She follow it up with Vampire Nighthawk. Heading into combat, Valentine attacks me. In second main, Kelly activates Willowdusk to put a +1/+1 counter on the Nighthawk. I untap and go to combat, triggering Lahelia by attacking. I exile Blade Historian and put yet another counter on my creature. This time, however, Kelly declares a block with the Vampire Nighthawk with Death Touch. My creature is exiled upon dying because of Valentine. In second main, I land drop Forgotten Cave tapped, and cast Blade Historian from exile. Kelly land drops a swamp. As she controls more lands than me, I get to put a plains from my hand on the battlefield. She then casts Loxodon Warhammer, and equips it to Valentine. She goes to combat, sending the Dean to me. I double block with Lorehold and Blade Historian. Kelly takes out my Historian, which gets exiled upon dying. Kelly pays the 2 to make a pest token. On my turn, I cast my commander, Osgir the Reconstructor. I then Mountain Cycle Ruin Grinder, and land drop the mountain. Ready for next turn, I pass. Kelly casts Moldavine Reclamation. Trying to draw, she sends the pest to me, but I just take one instead. At the end step, I use Osgir to sacrifice my map. I untap and go to combat, sending Osgir to Kelly. In second main, I pay 3 and tap Osgir to make 2 map tokens. I get to search my library for 4 basic planes with the ETBs. I land drop one of them and cast the Ready Scrap Savant. I -2 my Planeswalker to trade one of my map token for the Ruin Grinder in my graveyard. Lost Shield triggers on the artifact creature entering the battlefield and I draw a card. I discard to end size and pass. Kelly casts Pest Infestation where X equals 2. She destroys my Ruin Grinder and my map, creating 4 pests. Ruin Grinder triggers on death and Kelly decides to wheel while I keep my hand. She then equips the hammer on a pest and heads into combat, sending the Mighty Germ to the ready. As per usual by now, I start with combat, sending Osgir to Kelly, who blocks with a pest. Kelly gains 2 life and draws a card. In second main, I land drop a basic mountain and cast Feldon of the Third Path. I follow it up with Elkai Tyrant. Satisfied with my double setup, I ship the turn. Kelly goes straight to combat as well and sends the equipped pest to me. I block with my Hellkite. Kelly gains 6 life total and draws a card. In second main, she casts Witherbloom Apprentice. She then activates Willowdusk to put 6 +1/+1 counters on the Apprentice and pass. I land drop a plains and activate Feldon to make a token of Blade Historian. It's an artifact creature, so Lost Shield draws me a card. I then cast Icor Wellspring, which draws as well on ETB. I cycle Secluded Step and head into combat. I send the Hellkite, Osgir, Lost Shield and the Blade Historian to Kelly. She blocks Osgir with the Apprentice and the non-flyings with Pests. Reacting to block, I sacrifice the Wellspring with Osgir to give +2/+0 to my Hellkite. I draw a card and Kelly takes 16. She then gains 5 back and draws 3 cards, and I get to steal all our artifacts. In second main, Lost Shield takes on the hammer and I sacrifice my Historian token at the end step. On her turn, Kelly casts Healing Technique, declining to demonstrate. She returns to hand Vampire Nighthawk, gaining 3 life, and recasts the Death Touch Flyer. She then follows it up with Talisman of Resilience, and after that, Willowdusk puts 3 +1/+1s on the Vampire. She discards to end size and pass. On my turn, I make a new Blade Historian token with Feldon. I draw with Le Shield and then cast Alibu Ancient Witness. For my combat step, I send the Hellkite, Le Shield and the Blade Historian to Kelly. Alibu triggers on attack, dealing 2 damage to the pest token and I scry 2. Kelly draws a card and gains 2 life. She blocks the Hellkite with Nighthawk and takes the rest, which is 22. Because of the trample, I get Kelly's new Talisman. At my end step, I sacrifice the Historian token. Kelly land drops a Swamp and casts Reckless Spite, targeting my Hellkite and Lost Shield. In reaction, I cast Boros Charm, granting indestructible to my permanents. Kelly would like for me to take this time to talk to you about Ashes to Ashes. It's an old sorcery that is pretty similar to Reckless Spite, but actually exiles, and it's worth pennies, so yeah, maybe you would like that. As a desperation plan, Kelly casts Rushed Rebirth, targeting Willowdusk. She then sacrifices our commander to High Market, drawing for the Reclamation and searching her deck for a 2-drop. She gets the only one, Dina Soul Steeper, on the battlefield tapped. She then casts Sun Droplet and pass. On my turn, I land drop a basic plains and cast a Nasty Bosch Iron Golem, drawing with Lost Shield. I activate Feldon for a new Blade Historian and send my whole team for lethal damage. Well played. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you are not done watching EDH content, I have a Shidrix gameplay episode ready for you on the channel. The new Elder Dragon is packing quite a punch. Join us going forward by subscribing and tell me in the comments if you would like another 1v1 with the other Precons. Take care my friend and we'll see you very soon.